that kind of give me a hint of what you're feeling or thinking. But anybody who was looking for you in the realm of not physicality would not find you.
5 seconds till the enemy reaches the
That's too
battlefield.
much.
Smash them.
Let's just
All troops deployed.
this perhaps makes sense to anybody who has a dog or cat at home.
Alice won't give in, no matter how much more suffering we'll go
When your
through.
dog or cat dies, which can be a very sad thing for people, but we come to humans where you have to listen to yourself as a dog or cat. They realize in that moment that suddenly the dog is dead, the cat is dead, but everything is still there. The body, some warmth left in the body,
I can handle that.
but that which you essentially loved and related to,
We're ahead in gold.
being the dog or the cat,
We're ahead in gold.
isn't there anymore. So you can still, the touch is still the same,
The way of the arrow.
but
Swift,
something
silent,
essentially
never
from that
silent.
was always invisible. What you love in the dog is ultimately all that the dog
The way of the hunter.
life
Moderate,
after
respectful,
looks,
and
what it
sincere.
does, but when you relate to the dog, you essentially love because you only might have actually expressed the love the consciousness of the dog.
Understated.
That's what you love in the dog. That's when you look in the eyes of the dog, what's looking back at you is the consciousness of the dog. When that consciousness of the dog is essentially human, what you love in
Where
it
do you think you're going?
is the consciousness of the other human. Now, you yourself, that is invisible because consciousness is the greatest mystery in the universe. And science still has no idea what to do with it. You cannot explain consciousness, and in most cases, the poets talking about consciousness. The greatest mystery is the fact that the
Wise
universe is
choice.
conscious, and that you are conscious. The surgeon looking for you by cutting open your skull and analyzing your brain
Ally has been slain.
will not find even a trace of you. Will not even find any of your countless hundreds of thousands or million memories that you have somewhere. What form does that memory survive in you? Is a memory of the first insect who I just mentioned the word and suddenly
The moon may be dark, but our hope outlives everything.
the memory of your grandmother
You
who passed
destroy
away,
the
the memory
turret.
of the bed that you slept in when you were 8 or 10 years old. I just need to mention it. Not somewhere, but where did that
Prepare for
live?
destruction.
Was that in a molecule or atom? In one atom was your bed? Or was it nobody knows and nobody can find even
Where do you think
memories that
you're
you
going?
did.
Hả? 啊啊啊啊啊，好的啊啊啊。
My arrow is my answer. Your team destroyed a turret. Alice will
什么
no matter how much more suffering we'll go through.
啊？
We're all ultimately invisible, and what you see
Of
of
course.
another person is
He don't know, but he don't know it as for sure. He don't know it as for sure. 他不知道这个是肯定，他不知 道的，因为神经病的人不懂自己是神经病的。
Consciousness
Yes, away.
manifesting as a
The
temporary
forest might burn, the moon
whatever kind of whatever 解释了，总之就是 dysfunctional whatever
being
kind
itself is a
yeah what
manifestation of consciousness and utterly no other than consciousness. So death
你不用
experience
讲。
when you die, what happens? There's a question here that one has to answer at the same time about death. It's quite a laughed a little
Your
when I
team
saw it.
destroyed a turret.
Why is it that we need to awaken? We all die anyway.
Or prepare for destruction.
That seems to make sense. These things that you are still awakened after death and the next
The way of the
lifetimes in
hunter,
eternity.
moderate, respectful, and sincere. Our turret has been destroyed. The way of the bow,
Now,
flexible,
when you,
reserved,
if you have
and
experienced, I don't know if you have, been with somebody you sat with somebody who died, who is dying. I don't know if you have experienced it. Then you will have experienced if you're able to surrender to that moment. It's a very sacred thing, a very sacred moment. There's the moment when the transition happens between this body being inhabited by this field of consciousness, and then suddenly the body is not the body. It's a huge
Our turret
difference.
has destroyed
You
a turret.
immediately see this body was never that being. It just looked like that being. So that being, as I said earlier, we're all ultimately invisible, and what you see of another person is relatively insignificant and not destined to survive. So my intuition is, I'll verify it, I'll come back to you after I've died to let you know whether it's correct. The person does not survive. The personal sense of self does not survive. But that which is deeper than the person in you,
Or prepare
as
for destruction.
let's call it a spark of consciousness, that form, first you are the physical form, deeper than the physical form, you are the consciousness that inhabits the form. And the consciousness is inseparable from the one consciousness. There is no separate consciousness. Consciousness does not have a plural. There are no consciousnesses. Consciousness is a singular. There's only one consciousness that manifests as we could call it a ray, or as a ray of consciousness. You are this ray of consciousness. As a ray of consciousness, consciousness is not subject to birth and death, so it is timeless. This ray of consciousness that you appear as this particular person does not necessarily immediately dissolve into total anonymity. No, it remains in most cases as a particular ray, but it's not the person anymore. What happens then, it returns briefly to the source in the same way that the bee goes to the beehive and deposits what it has collected. And every human is the consciousness experiencing and learning and evolving in some way. Even the most insignificant life
会有
form
5
is
个
one consciousness
没有了，
evolving and
这种
learning.
是
What it has learned, not the details, but the contribute something to the whole. This is an intuition that came to me some time ago, and I believe it's something, but we can only speak of it in terms of analogies. So your growth in consciousness becomes part of the one consciousness. The one consciousness, which is the consciousness of God, but we're talking about things that you can't talk about, I'll do it anyway. The transcendent of God is totally beyond time and does not evolve, because evolution would mean time. It would mean growth. So the transcendent does not exist in our time. It is in a transcendent dimension, so you can't even conceive of it or talk of it, and that is God. Then God, the emanation of God, shines into our dimension, creates our dimension. And then God is an evolving being when God enters this dimension. And there's no doubt that there is an evolutionary process of consciousness happening in our universe. The ultimate, I cannot explain the ultimate purpose of it all. I don't know it, and even if I knew it, I have occasionally an intuitive insight, but it cannot be put into words. How anybody could explain the universe that uses vocal cords is beyond me, because after all we only have a few sounds. And as I often say, putting a few sounds together and attempting to explain the universe is a futile attempt. After all, there are only 5 vowel sounds and a few consonants or whatever they're called. So you put together the vowels A, I, E, O, U, A, I, E, O, U, plus. Put them together in a certain combination, and then you have the secret of the universe. It doesn't work. You cannot actually, and you cannot speak about what happens after death without already having to talk about the ultimate purpose of it all, because we are part of the ultimate purpose of it all. But the ultimate purpose of it all, you can only have little glimpses of it. You can never fully comprehend it with your limited mind or talk about it. So, who you are in your essence survives, does not, ultimately there is no death. And when you die as an ego, in this lifetime, this is called die before you die, then you already know that as a living experience, that you in your essence are beyond death. And that's a beautiful thing. When the ego goes, then you die before you die, and you can sense the essence that you are. So I'm never going to die, and you are not either. But of course the body will dissolve. What is your level of consciousness throughout your life, and as you die, that is an important factor in what happens after that.
I can handle that.
There are people who tell me that I don't want to reincarnate again. I don't want to come back. It's so hard. Please, don't let me come back. And then there are others who say, I hope I'm going to come back, because I don't want to disappear into nothingness. I really hope I'm going to come back. Reincarnation, is reincarnation a fact? Yes, but it's much, I would like to bring reincarnation into something that you can actually experience at first hand here and now. The deeper meaning of reincarnation, as I see it, is you identify with form, then you reincarnate. Carnate comes from flesh.